seems like it's working for me. But now you guys aren't sounding anything. Cool. Let's see. Now you guys aren't seeing anything.
Okay. On it.
Okay, there we go.
I hear it. Yeah, I was gonna say I hear you now.
All right. So
Okay.
hopefully it works now.
I love the new layout, by the way. It looks awesome.
Thanks. I am using this layout for both campaigns. I'm just making the variants for each character. I will replace the Hero Forge characters once we have artwork, and obviously I'll update stats. So this is replacing the character cards, except for breaks. I'll still do character cards during breaks, except for the first couple sessions because I just didn't have enough time.
So send me your descriptions.
Yep. So yeah, so it is the 55th year, second age. The world is now confronted with the real fact that the original gods who created the realms are in hiding, and no one really knows what they're planning to do, but people are fearing the worst. Some people are basically treating this as like the post-apocalyptic, let's all get into fallout shelters and think of all the plans. Some people are taking this as a time to fight for power. But the Trinity War still exists. The war between the Elven Empire, the Elven Kingdom, the Kingdom of the Fallen Star, and remnants of the Human Kingdom. Because the Human Kingdom is actually run by the Fallen Star due to the fact that they have no royal line to run it. There are rebellion factions that are essentially partaking in the war. After the end of the second campaign, King Oberyn is dead. The prince is now taken over and has started pulling factions of smaller amount of military groups out of parts that he believes are not economically prosperous for the empire itself, and is trying to bolster the army to just finish the war so you can live lavishly as a king. We enter ourselves into the Island of Kilaed. This island is one of the original landmarks before the realm started evolving. It is one of the few pieces that has not changed too much other than just development of evolution of people learning and building new things. But the island itself has always been its own thing. The island itself has its own natural magic to it that you can't find in other parts of the realm. Specifically more kind of druidic magic, along with more ancient magic that's more common with dragons. To describe the map to everyone, bottom of the map we have the city of Kilaed. This whole part from this section all the way over is a large city of 50,000. The whole island itself kind of has more of an Asian architecture kind of theme to it. A lot of a kind of a Japanese kind of style. So this is much like a very, very lavish, rich town, but with that kind of that Asian style to it. As soon as down here you have the southern villages. All the villages themselves are more kind of small kept clan based. They have their own government, but they still follow a specific leader that's part of the high city. The southern villages to the south are the specific importing exporting. The western villages are specific ones that deal with many of the things of the Wandering Greens. Eastern villages deal with a lot of military groups that make sure that the harbor is contained. There's the harbor yourself. The mountain that I described to you that is originally a dwarven mining mountain itself was a volcano, but the lava has far past dried up and has been confirmed to never be erupted again. The dragon is far past gone and no one has seen of it. And then the northern villages is basically the mining villages. These are where if you work here but don't live there, this is kind of where you go. Has the taverns, have the different businesses and the homes that maybe a little bit more affordable for the miners. And then a very very forbidden island on the far end called the Holy Shrine of the Passing, which is only allowed to basically spiritual leaders that pray to a very specific tree that they believe that they get direct communication to any god that they pray to as long as that god is on the what is called the mystical plane. A god that can live on the line of magic without actually falling into a heaven or hell, if you want to say. In the middle is the Wandering Greens. These are
It's so pretty.
high
The whole island.
high bluffed out forest. It takes up the whole center of the actual island itself, and the highest part of it can reach up almost to the clouds. The whole Wandering Greens is the natural magic that exists in this island. People go there to train themselves, to maybe learn different magics, but the Wandering Greens can play with you. If it doesn't find you worthy, you can get lost with an ever-changing maze of not knowing where you came from, where to go, and forever be trapped until you eventually die of starvation. Or just
Is it like a labyrinth?
It
Is
can
it like
be.
a labyrinth?
It
Oh.
chooses who it wants to find. But there is always, and it's not rumored, but it's confirmed that there is the Emerald Dragon that's lived for at least 100 years, that lives on top of there, has a perch at the highest part of the mountain, and allows its voice to be heard to anybody who can reach the top. People have tried. Some have succeeded. It is very much a Mount Everest kind of story. The only comparison is instead of cold, blizzard, snow, ice, this is magic working against you. You're fighting against your own sanity, working your way up if the mountain does not allow you. We start our story off different than most. None of you know each other. There is no overall quest. You all have your own dealings on your own. We're going to start off with Hellga.
Woo!
Hellga, where are you
look.
starting at?
I am in the Wandering Greens.
You're in the Wandering Greens. Okay. And if you would like to, you can describe what Hellga looks like.
Okay, didn't expect to be going first. Awesome. Cool, cool. Love it. No pressure. And you guys still can't see me. It's amazing.
Yeah, you just frozen with a serious face.
In character. Let's go.
It's awesome.
So she is heavily tanned. And to say she's jacked would be an understatement. She is very, very muscular, very toned. Minimalistic clothing, just like scraps of fabric kind of patched together to cover her chest, and then a pair of shorts with like a skirt over it, regular sandals, all in the like black and red sunset-y color scheme.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a leather pauldron on her shoulder that has the mark of her clan, which I can't remember the name, but it's the god of the hunt.
Okay.
Because that is what she and her clan kind of pray to for when they go out to explore the Wandering Greens to have successful ventures and keep them safe.
Okay.
She's got a necklace with a whole bunch of teeth and like claws of different animals and beasts that she's killed around her neck. Her other hand, her right hand, has a gauntlet. I can't remember if you ever said like what the gauntlet is made of, but
It's made out of it's just made out of steel, but it's been blessed with a mystical property to it.
Okay, so again, black and red, same color scheme, carrying a battle axe, and then her face, which is her most unique feature. She's got a bright red mohawk, rounded ears on the side of it that are fuzzy, with like notches taken out, like if she was in a battle. Many piercings along the edges. Red. I don't know why I'm talking with my hands. You guys can't see me. Red. Yeah, it's fine. It's making sure I hit all the moments.
Exactly.
Red tribal tattoos under her eyes that make it look like she's crying blood. Bright yellow eyes, and along the blank spots of her blank portions of her head and like her torso and shoulders, she's got these red spots.
Okay.
That you can't, upon first look, you can't tell if they're natural or tattoos, but she's just got spots.
So you're in the Wandering Greens, and what are you doing in the Wandering Greens?
Right now she's kind of just on patrol. She kind of probably woke up, fairly early in the day so she can get in some of her training, just usual strength training kind of stuff. And I think right now she's trying to just map out as much of the Wandering Greens because she had been away from home for a while, so she's trying to reestablish what her clan's territory is. Okay. So she's trying to just re-get the lay of the land.
So, to specify, no clan has any rights over the Wandering Greens.
Okay.
So you could hunt there, but your clan would either have to be the Western, Eastern, Southern, or Northern village.
Okay, then the Western.
Green, yeah, it's so to specify the Wandering Greens is with the mystical property means that no one can technically domain over it. It is kind of like a law in the area that if anybody wants hunter there, they can, but you're not allowed to actually like claim any property in there.
Okay.
So the Western village then?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything else you would like to do while you're in the Wandering Greens other than just kind of surveilling the area?
No, like I said, she's been away for a while, so she's just kind of reacclaiming herself to what, like the surroundings, the general area, try and just reestablish her place, because her clan is a matriarchy, so she's trying to assert her dominance, for lack of a better term. She's trying to just make sure, like, hey, just because I was away for a while doesn't mean that I've lost any ranking, even though some people may think that. So,
gotcha.
Kind of got a bit of chip on her shoulder because she's got something to prove.
Okay. Give me for the first check of the day, give me an investigation check followed by a survival check.
Oh,
first
no.
check of the campaign.
Oh, no.
Ooh! Yay! You got
How
this.
strong are you?
Not very. She kind of has some head damage. That's an 8 on the investigation, and then you said survival?
Mm-hmm.
That is a spooky 20 on the survival.
Okay. Getting the lay of the land, I mean, again, it is not your territory, and it's hard to discern which way is what. You might be able to figure out how to get back to your village, but after moving around so much, you kind of like lost like the general direction you want to go. But as you kind of like reset yourself and maybe decide to walk back, you notice an oddity compared to every time you've come in here. It's used to seeing, this is a common hunting ground for any of the villages to hunt for meat. So there's common things of maybe an axe slicing through a tree or possibly a wolf claws. But what you're actually seeing is scrapes like dragging of human nails against a tree. Like someone was being pulled away and they were using the tree as a bracing point, and as they were pulled, they were using their nails. You see a little bit of blood. Due to the leaves and everything, and the wandering greens making everything confusing, the trail doesn't go too far until it just kind of like runs in a tree. You can assume that maybe there was a path before, and then the wandering greens started to change in its layout. But it looked like someone was being pulled and got dragged off away further into the wandering greens.
Cool. I'm gonna keep following because whatever took that creature out, I want to take that out.
Okay.
She's looking for a fight.
All right. To follow the trail, I need you to give me another survival check.
Oh, God. This will be fun.
You got this.
Since we got
Oh, that's a
barbarians in this
7.
one. Unfortunately, due to the wandering greens constantly changing their arrangement, you lose a trail after about 100 feet. Even
Damn it.
guessing would kind of be almost kind of irresponsible because you just would not have any proof of which way you should be going. Like, literally, there's a tree that just stops right in front of there, and you know that did not get dragged up the tree. You just know that it's not like it's intentionally trying to stop you from looking. It just looks like consistently. You can even see, as you can hear creaks and bending of the trees moving around, you can see that slowly but surely the dirt itself is just moving itself as there is no pattern to the wandering greens does. It's just consistently shifting the area. And unfortunately, whether it's to your detriment or not, you can't follow the path.
Damn it. Well, she still wants to kind of more or less explore, but maybe not necessarily follow the...
Okay. Give me another
path,
investigation check then.
Good. All the things I'm shit at. This is awesome. That's a natural 20 plus 1.
Okay.
Yay!
Oh, see?
Again,
There you
you
go.
have no way, because that would be survival to track that, but you're able to kind of discern maybe a way to move through the pattern for at least a little bit through the wandering green. You're eventually able to find a spot where you can actually get up a little bit higher. Not like you're making a big headway all up the hill, because it is quite a long journey to make it to the top. I mean, the last person you heard that made all the way to the top took them a week. You are going through this in an hour, and you're able to make it like to the bluff 50 feet higher.
Sweet.
This bluff is not exposed. It's like a bluff still within the forest of the wandering green. And you're like looking down, you can literally see as if like the trees are fingers, and they're constantly switching positions on this map of a palm. And
Well, that's creepy.
it's both entrancing, but also, it's intimidating. It's just like, it does this, but you've never seen firsthand of like how this actually works. Again, the wandering green does not have a consciousness of its own. It's just ancient energy that maybe is meant to hide secrets within this forest that people have just never found. But you're able to make it up to a certain spot, make it up about to the next bluff, which is a lot higher than what most people can say. Many people that have made their way up to a chieftain of their clan has never been able to even say they can make it up to a higher bluff point, even though it just seems like you haven't really gotten far, but a lot of people haven't actually done that.
Yeah.
You're still, here compared to here, but, that's still more than a lot can say. It did take you some time to get there, though. When we started this, it would have been about midday. About this time that it would have taken you, sun is moving at a different point where you see the shadows change. We are moving closer to sunset. Due to that point, because of natural 20, I would have given you that much time to get there. We're gonna pause on you.
Okay.
We are gonna switch over to Féhr'na. Is that how you pronounce it?
Féhr'na?
Féhr'na. So where are you gonna be, Féhr'na?
I am going to be patrolling the southern villages along the coastline.
Okay. And if you want to describe yourself, you can.
So I am around 5'7" half elf. I've got long black, really thick hair that I try and keep in a bun, but it's really messy. Very piercing golden eyes. I'm dressed in the Order of the Fallen Star uniform. I am tan and very muscular. I've got a great axe that I carry
Got a
around.
great ass.
Great
Yeah,
ass.
you do.
Top notch. 10 out of
that,
10.
that uniform.
Not to brag.
I mean,
The
I
uniform,
tried to
man.
hide it, but I mean, as I walk by.
But everybody's like, damn.
That's America's ass right
That
there.
is America's ass.
That is America's ass.
So we're in
That's
what realm?
that
So
that
that
isn't that is Averant's ass. That is Averant's ass.
That's America's
you
ass
go.
right there. And we're off to a great start, guys.
Yes.
I couldn't help
also
it.
have a steel pendant. It has a wolf with its tail of a deer laying in front of it with 2 wolf fangs on it. And yeah, that's me.
Okay. So in the southern villages, the town itself is, pretty large. I mean, it has, it is a circled off kind of town where like all the businesses kind of aim in towards a center circular fountain, kind of like almost like the center courtyard. The amount of business itself is roughly about the 20 plus area, anywhere between inns to blacksmithies to there are the more of anything that there is itself is temples. There are 3 different temples, each indicating south, east, and west of town, where the entrance of town is north. Other than that, the most common business for this area is its import-export. There are 2 businesses that very much look kind of like fish shanties that deal with the transferring of merchandise between the high city of Kilaed and the rest of the island. There are a couple taverns, random shops, and there's about 6 different buildings that are either privately owned homes or kind of like multi-homed condos kind of style, where they're large buildings that maybe hold like 20 individual homes within them. What would
What
you
city
be
was
doing in
this?
this area? What's that?
What city was this?
The southern village.
Got it.
So as the order is being pulled out, there's less and less of us out there. So me and probably one other person would just be doing our normal rounds, walking around, making sure everything is up to order.
Okay. You can either give me an investigation check of actively looking for stuff or perception check to actively hear things that you're not looking for. Pick one. Either one.
Let's do perception.
Okay.
4.
4.
Mhm.
As you're walking around, a lot of people are staying
no.
quiet while you are passing by. Many of the people who live in this area are not a big fan of soldiers of the Fallen Order. They have no qualms with you, but your specific order has not done them any favors. Also, at this point, because a lot of them have pulled back, a lot of the, let's say, the lower status quo of this area have taken the opportunity to hire a lot of other soldiers as private mercenaries for this area, knowing that they can get paid more to stay here and work as basically assholes for hire. You know these 3 groups as one being specifically a person who takes advantage of the trade routes in this area. Another person that deals with kind of like the more underground shady dealings, kind of like has like the Fight Club and all the closer things to the Underdark, even though this area has nowhere near the Underdark near it. And then another one that has a very lavish home in Mount Kilaed that has been, without saying the word, been using a lot of dwarves to dig up spots with giving them low pay. No matter how you think of this, because of that, even though people didn't like the order before, they definitely don't like you now. And they are making sure that if you're nearby, they kind of really keep quiet. So you don't really get any information off of them as you pass by, whether you're actively looking for it or not. People are kind of staying hush hush. Some of them, when you pass by, they just pretend like, they are literally doing nothing, so you can't question about anything, and just, minding their own business while you're around. You make your way around through a couple patrols. Nothing really seems to grab your attention. You can give me an investigation check. 8.
I'm on a roll.
Deciding to just maybe observe other than just listen. You still don't really see anything that's grabbing your attention. The only thing that kind of maybe pops out to you is there is a smallish bulletin board here. It's kind of like a lost persons bulletin board. The first thing that grabs your attention is disappearances of specifically dwarves in the area. It doesn't actually say like missing dwarves. You just see several pictures of adult dwarves that have mostly husbands that have high mining expertise have been abducted from their homes. So far, 4 have been counted missing, which is considered a lot for the area since people don't go missing in this area. 2, there has also been a missing case. There's been a high case of missing children, all races. It also says that this has been common for the northern and the western village. That there have been a total of 50 plus children missing in the past 2 weeks. About the time that you're reading too much into it, eventually the other soldier comes up to you. All right, my rounds are done. I'm going to go get a pint. And just kind of walks off without permission, just goes over into one of the inns or one of the taverns.
I'm going to follow him.
Okay.
I'm going to go in and sit next to him.
Okay. You make your way into this small, medium-sized watering hole. It's specifically just kind of like a long tunnel, bar on the left, stools on the right, couple cocktail tables, nothing fancy. They mostly have wine. Ale is kind of a side commodity around here. But it seems like when he walks in, the bartender already kind of pours out one of the casks and puts one right in front of him, and takes just a single copper. Looks like maybe it was worth more, but he didn't pay the full amount, and the bartender just keeps moving. But you go sit by him. There's not too many people that are at the bar at this point. It is midday. The southern villages don't really have anything going on right now that really, force like, drinking time, kind of thing like that, until later time. Taking account, southern villages also too, since they're so close to the high city, a lot of them actually go into town to go for nighttime fun. He's just sitting there having his drink. You should probably keep patrolling. I'm taking a break.
I'm going to say, well, are you going to sit here and drink all day, or are you going to patrol with me?
I'm going to do whatever I want. And what I want to do is drink. They're not going to do anything with us around. This is boring. I'm bored. But we need someone to be out there. So get back outside.
Gears, they shipped most of us off, and I'm stuck here with you. I'm going to
Yeah.
turn around.
The feeling's mutual. I'm stuck with you two.
I turn around. Is there any like I guess like bar games like arm wrestling?
Not in this specific tavern. There's not too many people that you could actually like maybe convince to do it either. It is so small that the closest thing you could probably do would be like Dragon Dice, but there's no one else around that would actually play Dragon Dice right now.
I'm gonna go ahead and go up to the barkeep and give him a piece of gold and just say, keep the drinks going for my buddy over there and head back outside.
Okay. He just looks at you and he just kind of just bows in presence as you head back outside.
Is it crowded outside?
Not really. A lot of people are in their businesses right now since it is midday. There are a few people out tending to some of the farmland, taking care of some of the cherry blossom trees, and a lot of the rose bushes around the area. More people that you see right now are mostly gardeners, druids of certain kinds, people that mostly take care of the green.
What's the crime rate in the town?
As far as you know, the crime rate in this town is very low. The occasional thing that you guys have had to deal with has been low thievery. The most you probably have to deal with, and you weren't on shift for this, was there was a possible murder, but it was eventually found out that it was by accident, that someone was just defending themselves, and just unfortunately, the person who defended themselves against got killed, and it was all disputed. You don't know what happened afterwards, but a lot of people blamed the order for taking him away, as like judging him too harshly for it, even though he was defending himself.
As for the houses, how are they set up? Is it a lot of dark alleyways? Is it brightly lit?
Not
A
even
lot
dark
of
alleyways. There's not even any streets. So everything is there's, other than the center courtyard that has a little bit of cement around it due to the stone for the water fountain. Everything is grass, and the buildings are not even close to being close to each other. It looks like a very exposed village in the grasslands. So you could really actually leave the village out of any exit you want. It's just specifically courteous to leave out through the northern end.
Okay. And then about how far of a walk would it be from the village to the water
To which water?
over here?
From the center village, that would probably take you about a good 5 minutes walk to get to the beach.
Want to go down to the beach area?
Okay. You make your way down to the beach. Because the village itself is over a semi-slope bluff, you do have to take a pathway down there, as there is kind of like a built-in brick pathway that leads you to a zigzag line down into the bluff. The overall aesthetic is actually quite gorgeous, as the steps themselves are intricately placed. As you can see, this was handcrafted. The stones themselves actually purposely cracked, so the actual green of the bluff actually grows through them. So as you're going down, if you were barefoot, you could probably actually be comfortable walking down in these steps. You make your way down to the beach itself. The water is calm. From this side, it's hard to really see the harbor if you're looking that direction, but you can kind of see some ships going in the area. You can see some of them docking, some of them leaving. At this point, if you looked in the distance, you actually see the last ship that was part of the order that had the last crew with it just leaving out of sight.
Down in the whole area, can I see any caverns or any kind of hidden areas that would be hard to reach or no one would really notice?
Investigation check, please.
Please don't fail me. 18?
19?
Woohoo! That looked good.
18.
18. As you are going through, and how much time would you like to spend looking? It's a large area.
It's midday right now.
Mhm.
He's probably going to be drinking for the next few hours, so at least an hour or two.
Okay. So throughout time, you kind of are able to at least get from here to about here. Mostly just a section that surrounds the southern village. Because that is quite a large area. It's kind of hard to see through the bird's eye view, but that's really you can cover in an hour and a half. Looking through it, there are no, like, what you're looking for kind of caverns. Yes, there are holes in the bluff, but they lead into a dead end pretty quickly. Like little notches in there that, you know, maybe like you could have like a fire inside, but nothing that really goes too far as if like it went underneath the actual village itself.
So something I can hide something in.
You
that
could hide
somebody
something
wouldn't
definitely
see.
in there. Yeah, you could definitely hide something in there. Yeah. Yeah, it's big enough that
Okay.
like the notches in there would be roughly like a house size.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Oh, I can hear you now. Okay.
Okay.
Must have just
Keep
been my
going.
internet.
Yeah, I think it was.
Sorry.
Her.
Yeah,
you
because
repeat that?
we all heard you.
Okay.
So the notch in the house is roughly like a small house size. It's like 2 floors high, 2 floors deep.
And enough where I would be able to like hide rocks or something if I pushed it in front where nobody would be able to get in.
Theoretically, but the notches are pretty big, so if you decided to cover it, it would be very obvious that someone was trying to hide something in there.
I head back to the tavern.
Okay, head back to the
Would it
tavern.
be about nighttime about?
Not
now?
yet. I mean, you said you wanted to spend like about an hour and a half. By the time you get there, probably be about 4 o'clock. It's just
Okay, I wanted
just
to
right
spend
before
more
sunset.
time until nighttime.
Okay, so if you want to spend some more time, you're able to get about, I'd say about here. You do find a longer path in this little V-neck right here. Again, it does lead to a dead end. You kind of get a little excited to decide to check it out. But again, it leads to a dead end. You find yourself a tunnel that's just long enough that the sun can't reach the end. But just that far. It's probably about a good 100 feet deep. It is longer than the rest, but again, it is very much, it's a dead end path. At this point, the sun is setting. You just have the glimpse of light peering over as you see the orange hit the clouds.
Now I'm going to head back to the tavern.
Okay. We're going to pause on you. We're going to switch over to Raennora, I believe.
Yeah, Raennora.
Raennora.
No.
Where would you be, Raennora?
Well,
Oh, hang on a second. I just lost audio. Oh, no. Oh, no. Shoot. All right, someone say something.
Yeah.
Hello?
Okay, there we go.
You sound better.
Okay.
Okay. I was going to say, we could hear you during the whole thing.
Yeah,
So.
all of a sudden I couldn't hear. It just went silent. Okay, so start
Okay.
back from the beginning. Where are you at?
so, I probably would have gone to the village closest to the harbor. So, eastern villages is what my guess is.
Okay.
How big are they?
The eastern villages are a little bit smaller than these of the southern village. They are mostly a small harbor town village. It's like one tall building surrounded by a couple small businesses. This one is not really like a fully like everybody can move here kind of thing. This is kind of like if you work here, you can live here. It has a lighthouse, specifically a water docking station that's kind of like a semi-plumbing for some of the outer reaches. And then it deals with a lot of hunting. This is kind of like a village that if you want to pick up hunting jobs and surveying the land within the Wandering Greens, this is kind of where you go to pick up jobs.
Gotcha.
It's mostly a
Okay.
workers' village, and it's very, very small.
Okay. Well, this is not what I wanted.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna find the nearest person and be like, Where's the closest city?
Where's the closest what?
The city? Would it be the mountain? Would that be the closer than the high city?
The closest
'Cause
city
you
to the
said-
eastern village?
Yeah.
The closest city is Kilaed Harbor. It is the
Oh, it.
that is
oh.
actually a town of itself.
Oh, well
Oh.
then I'm at the harbor. What am
Okay.
I talking
right.
about? Don't mind me.
So the
I
harbor
thought it was
itself,
just a
the
straight
harbor
up
itself is
harbor.
just
My bad.
yeah, the harbor itself is its own town, but it is
Okay.
specifically kind of meant to specifically just be a harbor town. It is like that fish shanty town that if you go there, that's all you're gonna smell is just fish and odor and that. But that is its main thing. It's also a tourist town. That's if you are coming in, but you're not planning to walk around Kilaed. There are like 20 different inns, plenty of taverns. It is definitely there for people to spend money.
Love it. Okay, so Raennora, quick little description. She is a half orc, half halfling, so she's actually pretty average build, pretty close to same like height and weight as like a human.
Mhm.
Aside from the fact that she has green skin, she's got long dark brown hair that's braided down her back in a Viking style, and like piercing yellow eyes. She's wearing half plate armor, doing her thing. She's hanging out in Kilaed Harbor. It's a tourist town, so I'm sure there's a lot of people there with money that are there on vacation. So let's do a little bit of money gathering.
Okay.
Yeah.
Acquiring of the coin.
What do I roll to pickpocket?
Well, first of all, you gotta tell me who you're gonna
I need some
pickpocket.
money.
First of all, you need to
What?
tell me who. First of all, you gotta tell me who you're gonna pickpocket.
Somebody that looks like they're on vacation. Somebody who's very
Tourist.
obviously
So,
tourist
if
on
you want to
vacation.
actively look around, you can give me an investigation check.
Yes. Okay. Looking for a fanny pack. Let's go. Investigation.
Correct.
Fanny pack.
Oh.
Fanny packs.
Bag of
Oh.
holding. Fanny
Why are
pack.
you yelling at me?
Love it.
What's happening? Come here.
Can everybody hear the music if you're listening to?
Oh, she's got
Yes,
a D&D
I can hear the
cutter.
Yes.
I was like, we are
Oh, nat
yelling
20.
at you.
Oh, you're already good.
D&D kitty is one D&D kitty making appearance.
Yeah.
Yep.
One of the D&D kitties.
So natural
Floopy.
20.
You're rich now. Hooray.
So as you're looking around,
You rob a family of 4.
to explain the town to you, the town is against a bluffed area. It looks very similar to the Wonder Greens, but it is a separate section that doesn't have, wouldn't have any mystical properties like them. But it is kind of like a bluff against the harbor. The town itself kind of cuts itself into the bluff. So the only exposed part is the harbor itself, and then it has the towns built into the walls of this cutout hilltop. You do see that there is kind of like the main source that you think is whether it's easier or just worth more money. You do see a charter that just came in. They are just unloading their, whether they're tourists or whether or not they just were already here and they went out to charter and they came back. You don't know, but you do see a lot of people that don't fit. Like they are wearing very, very nice clothing for an island where people don't really dress too lavishly on this side. Mostly they only do that in the high city of Kilaed. None of them were wearing any weapons of any kind, no armor of any kind. They're just wearing nice long jackets, flowy dresses. It's hard to see where they would keep their coin purse, but they do seem like they would have a lot of it. And you're not quite sure if they'd be the easy pickings, but they obviously would be, if you want to make the most buck for the quickest time, they'd be the choice for you.
All right. There we go. Locked onto the target. Let's go.
Okay. So they start making their way off the docks, and it looks like they're making their way to what you would know is the pricier of the harbor inns. And this one is like at the highest point to kind of like sell people that, you're higher in the mountains, so it is more lavish, therefore spend more money. It is kind of shaped like diagonally into the mountain itself, so half of the actual inn is actually built into the actual mountain itself. And it has just a long staircase that's making its way up. It's very hard to find a spot where you could be.
Ooh. I'm gonna post up at the bottom of the staircase
Mhm.
and offer to take people's bags up for them.
Okay. All right.
So sly.
Nice.
So you stand
That's
there.
very nice.
No one naturally does that, so no one really says anything. As you stand there, they immediately stop in front of you. Well, that's quite kind of you.
I'm gonna kind of block the stairway, so I'm like in front of the stairs. Like, can I take your bags for you?
Absolutely. Yeah. Do you work here?
Yes, of course.
Oh,
What do you think? I'm just some bum off the street? Come
Deception
on, sir.
check.
This is the height of luxury. We like to take care of our guests.
Deception check.
Love where this is going.
We are so in
9.
trouble.
I know. I know.
What looks like I wouldn't say leader, but maybe the guy who just kind of is maybe the richer of them just kind of speaks up. It's like, I've never seen anybody working here wear armor before, but as what looks like his lady just kind of pulls on his arm, just give them the bags. I just want to go up and relax. This has been just too trying on me today. As I was like, oh, and
She needs a fainting couch.
yeah, it's
And
it's
a
like
pint of Ben and Jerry's.
Whoa, it's me.
of course, my lady wife. As he immediately pulls over some bags, puts them in front of you as you have yourself, I'd probably say 3 individual bags, each
Excellent.
designed in a leather, probably about a briefcase-ish size. And he just writes down a number to you of which room he's going to be in, as you see a room C3.
Of course. Thank you, sir. After you. And then I'll just kind of like bow out of the way so they can go up the stairs.
Thank you. As a few of them behind, as you can see, there's a total of 5 of them that are walking up, and they're all just walking up where he's the only one who thanks, and then the rest of them don't even bother giving you eyes. You're pretty much telling them that you're the help, so they don't want to look at you. As they start making their way up, as they've already had some booze in their system, and they're having a good time, and they're talking about eventually making their way to the high city later on, about hearing about some crazy party that's going to happen.
Before they all make it past me, since he's the only one that's looking at me and nobody else is looking at me, can I try to, like, is there anybody that has maybe a coin purse attached to their side that I can just sneak?
I'll say one of them has like more obvious pockets, but not an actual coin purse on their side.
Do it. Do it.
If you want to try to pickpocket him with the pockets closest to you, can give me a sleight of hand check.
26.
Holy shit, natural 20.
Again, you're rich. Congrats.
Way to go.
So,
Slippery fingers.
as you know that they're not minding you any eye, you decide to take the opportunity, and you decide to quick hope that there's something on the one side of the pocket. Since they're moving upwards and you're on the side, it would be his right pocket. You quick try to slide in and use the tactic that he's moving against you, so you just quick grab and just slide your palm right back out. I'd say you make, let's see, what will the roll say you make? I'll say you got a natural 20, so I'll roll this twice. You make 32 silver.
All right. Cool. So, they're all up, making their way up the stairs, doing their thing.
Yeah, by the time you
does
finally
the-
look in it, they would be halfway up. It is a long stairwell, but no one noticed.
Excellent. Does the luggage, it looks like nice luggage, or does it just look average?
The 3 bags themselves are kind of like I'd probably say it's like comparable to like Prada. They are very, very lavish style. Maybe not supremely functional, but they were obvious that they look like a decent coin was spent to at least acquire them, if not make them customly.
So they have Louis Vuitton and luggage.
Kind
Love
of,
it.
yeah. They
So-
have like name brand like leather work pieces.
So then I am gonna go back down to like by the docks to find a spot that's like away from a secluded. I'm gonna try to find a secluded spot,
Mm-hmm.
kind of near the docks, to go through the luggage to see if there's anything of value in there, and take that, and whatever is not of value, I'm going to dump into the ocean, and then I'm gonna
Okay.
go to the docks and try to sell the luggage. Like
Jesus. Okay.
You're a
Yeah.
hustler.
what?
All right.
Fair.
All right, so
Sure.
so make me a stealth check just to hide in one of like the coves of the walls, because there are kind
Yeah,
of like
I'm in a
small
new
alleyways.
land. I just I need some money so I can
Sure.
go have fun. Come on.
So yeah, give me a stealth check. And we'll see how this goes.
Oh boy.
Honey, are those our bags down there?
Nah, it can't be. Raennora.
Some scuba diver's gonna find some
19.
random.
But-
So you find like a cavern that's kind of like considered an alleyway in this area.
Yeah.
And you hide behind like one of the small spots where one of the nearby taverns throws some trash out, and you kind of hide behind it and you go through them. I'll say between them, because a lot of it isn't specifically coin that's in them, it's clothing.
Yeah.
You find a bunch of custom pieces of dress silk. You see that one of the bags, this larger bag, must have been the wives, which has a silk elbow length gloves,
Mhm.
a couple pieces of pearl jewelry, and then I'll probably say that it has a gold clutch that looks like it has some coin in there. I'll probably say, let's see, let's roll for it. Let's go 7 pieces of gold.
All right.
And then between the other bags, yeah, you mostly find silk shirts and leather accent pieces, belts, sashes. Consider them stylish accessories.
Okay. Do you think would the silk would probably be a pretty rare thing? That would probably
It'd be rare in this area. It'd definitely be rare in
Okay.
this area. Yeah.
But the leather would probably just be
It's pretty nice leather, but I mean,
not
it was
worth
it was
trying
obviously
to resell.
let's see. Give me a let's see, what would be like
A value check.
a value check.
Whoa.
Would that be a history, like of the trying to think of like knowing
Insight?
or insight? Yeah, maybe insight.
Yeah, give me an insight.
The
Maybe
insight
really
of
try to
this
figure
leather
out. Yeah,
bag.
give me an insight. 13.
13?
I mean, they are quite very, very intricate pieces of leather. You would definitely know that they could sell easier than selling the silk around here. You know, you could at least get away
Got
with
it.
selling any piece of leather around here because leather sells around here. They'd be
Yeah.
easier to sell, but you might not make as much money as the silk. Where the silk would be hard to sell around here because people would wonder, where did you get the silk from?
Okay, so then what I'll do is I'll throw the silk clothes into my bags
Mm-hmm.
to sell at a later point, and then I will sell the leather clothes and the luggage like separate,
Okay.
and just say like I'll leave just the leather clothes in the luggage. No, I'll sell the leather clothes and then I'll sell the luggage, and just like act when I sell the luggage, play it off as if like I don't know, they were just left on the ship.
Okay.
I just work here, man. I'm just
So,
a hand
You'll
for
have to
hire.
find the trader to do
Yeah.
this. You are at the
Okay.
harbor, so there is 2 traders.
Perfect.
There is the Kilaed High Trading, and there is the 30 Side, which is a specific thing that's supposed to say that he deals trading with all different points of the island.
Okay. Then I'll probably go to the 30 guy.
Okay. So you make your way
I'll
into...
go to the 30 guy. Sorry, I'll go to the 30 guy for the leather clothes, and then I'll go to the high trader for the luggage, since it's like Louis Vuitton luggage, and I think
Okay.
that I could get a better price from him.
Okay, so you go into the 30. You go in, and this place is just a heap. Like, this is like a mix mash mosh of random things. You have no idea if any of them have any value at all, but half of them, just from looking at them from just using your eyes, you have no idea what some of them even are. They don't have any natural look to you. Some of them just look like random rocks that, what the hell is just a regular rock doing here, kind of a thing like that.
Yeah.
But eventually, going in, you do see a human half elf standing there, kind of dirtied up, got a kind of a kind of like a damaged vest on, an wrinkled shirt underneath it, kind of rolled up sleeves all sloppily, and it's kind of like tinkering with something, a very antique shop kind of thing. And he just kind of like looks up, and you see like the enlarged eyes of like the magnifying glass that he has got on for goggles, and he quick flips up a lens. Ah, hello.
Hello.
How can I help you?
Somebody left some extra leather clothes on the ship, so I was wondering if I could just
Oh dear.
sell them here.
Oh, well, of course. Well, and kind of like peers through them, looks through like belts and vests and stuff like that. Oh, this is quite a find. You sure you want to sell this?
Yeah. I got so many clothes at home, man, and people do this kind of crap all the time. It's so annoying. I wish people would just take their things with them.
Well, I can't give you a fair price for this because I don't keep that much money on me. But I could trade with you if that's what you want.
What are you willing to trade?
Oh, I mean, look around. I mean, I got so many things. I mean, I apologize. I don't get too much time to clean, as he's kind of like scratching like his neck and stuff like that. He's walking around, and he kind of like lifts up one of the countertops as he walks through, and he kind of like picks up like this book, and he kind of shows it to you. And I don't know if you appreciate history, but this is a one of a piece of the island, and kind of like tells you about different locations around the island. Maybe if you want to go through the Wandering Greens and find some secret areas, this is for you. How about that?
Secret areas?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what kind of secret areas?
Oh, I don't know. If I knew it, they wouldn't be a secret.
You don't know what the book's about?
I mean, I know what it's about, but I didn't read it. I mean, it's more value if no one knows what's inside. Like he's just like looking at it, just says Secrets of the Wandering Greens. It's like, it's still locked. I'm sure it has some value.
Traveling for dummies.
You know how to unlock it?
I mean, it has a key. Like it's class, but like he like throws over the key like it's just attached like a bookmark kind of like that.
Oh, okay.
And it looks like it's like it's actually
like,
used.
Good luck.
It's like it's used, so you can see that someone used it before. It's like the person who sold it to me, like, he didn't need it anymore. He looked pretty satisfied with what he got, so I would assume you could use it too.
It holds all the secrets.
I mean,
Yeah.
okay, so this isn't your isn't your piece of pie. I get it, and kind of puts it back on a shelf in like a completely different spot of where it was. And it's like, now where was that? And he kind of like goes on one of like those library ladders, and he just kind of kicks himself across the room as you just hear his voice get quieter as it goes down, and just kind of like hits against like a pile. It's like, oh crap! All right. Here it is. And he just kind of kicks himself back across the other way and just kind of like puts his foot into the wall to stop it. So he immediately jumps down and he just lays down this long sword on there. It looks like it has some wear and tear, but as he kind of like blows it off, it immediately shows off some sheen to it. I'll be honest, I'm not a smithy, but I could definitely guarantee you this has some magical properties to it. But I have no idea what it does. I just know that the person who brought it in, he had to get rid of it. And I think it was probably because the order was hunting him down. So I'm guessing he stole it, but, profit for me. So, you
Which
want
order?
this?
The Order of the Dragon?
Oh, no. I'm sorry. There's so many orders. I'm talking about Fallen Order. Those dumbass soldiers that always give me a grief.
Yeah.
This place is like he's like a hoarder. I love it.
Those dumbasses, but they have nice asses. Let me tell you.
Oh my god.
And he's like, okay, I
Never
see.
living that one down.
I see. You know, maybe it's not fully selling you yet. You know, he picks it up. And you can tell that he doesn't really wield weapons, but he's trying to really sell off his property. So he tries to like swing it a couple times. And kind of like at the back, it's like, whoa. And he's like swinging it all haphazardly. And eventually just like, he like strikes down like a kid with a stick. Like he doesn't know what he's doing until he finally like jams the sword into the countertop. It's like, oh. And he like looks at it. It's like, oh, shit. It's not even damaged. The blade, not the counter, but the as he like tries to pull it up, like, he just like kind of throws himself into the shelf as he pulls it out. So can I bag it up for you?
Tell you what, give me the sword and the book, and the clothes are all yours.
Oh, sweet
Give
the
me-
pie.
I feel like you're gonna have an easier time getting these
Give me a
clothes to somebody than you
persuasion.
are.
Give me a persuasion check.
How cool are you?
5.
I mean,
Oh,
I mean, these
Wait,
are both.
is he
these-
holding the sword, or is the sword stuck into the?
No, he
countertop
got it
still?
out. He got it
Oh,
out.
okay.
But he's like,
Dang it.
he's like looking at you. It's like you can have one or the other, but I mean, if you want them both, you're gonna have to kind of sweeten the deal. Throw in some coin in there if you got something else to throw in. I'm not opposed to it, but you know, it's not a fair trade at the certain level it is right now.
Not. You just told me that you had a hard time getting rid of this sword.
Oh, I didn't have time getting rid of it. The person who was trying to get rid of it had a hard time of, you know, getting away from the order.
Misunderstood.
Uh,
Well, how
I'm-
about this? And then I'm just gonna kind of like get up into his face and be like, "Give me the sword and the book, and I won't beat you the fuck up." Intimidation.
Intimidation check. 9.
Nine.
As he kind of like backs up, and then as soon as you get closer, he just lifts up the blade like to like push you away from him. It's like, how about you leave, and we won't have any problems, right? As he's just kind of like pointing him at you, like he's trying to hold his own.
All right.
Like he eventually like
You-
uses his
I
other
had
hand to like move the
try. Oh,
monocle
man,
back up.
You're so good. You're so good. All right. Book. We'll trade it for the book. How's that?
He just throws you the book. He's like, okay, out. As he just like
Alright.
takes the leather and puts
I
on.
didn't give him the clothes.
Well,
so
you
I'm
put it
just
on the
gonna take
table so you could appraise
Okay,
it.
there we go. I was gonna say, sure, yeah, I'll take the book. and
Take
leave.
it and eat it.
Okay.
All right.
So you got the
had
book.
little
So
clothes,
you
and I have the book now,
so
right?
you have the mysteries of the Wandering Greens.
Yay!
So you head over to the other appraiser. So you go in this guy's. You go into Kilaed trading. Compared to the other one, you were kind of like throwing up for a loop for the guy in the hoarding. This place is bigger, more lavish, and has a sense of wonder to it. Everything is decorated. Every wall is a display shelf. The walls themselves are roughly about 40 feet high, as it's an atrium room. It's almost like a museum, where the whole walls are glass, but they each have individual shelves of different things. Everything itself is obviously magical of some kind. Swords, staffs, cloaks, everything like that, but it's clearly contained so no one can steal from them. Everything from maybe a resistant, like a physical resistant glass, to almost like you can sense like there's a magic in the air that kind of makes you unable to draw a blade in this area. As you hear from distance, "Oh, feel free to look around. I'll be with you in a second."
Okay. And then I'm just gonna kind of make my way up to the counter with the luggage.
Okay. As you get up to the counter, you see that it's fully glass case. Inside the counter has what looks like just a straight golden staff hidden within it. On the back wall, you see 2 swords crossing each other, and you just hear it's like, "Oh, sorry, it's still," and then it's like, "God, get out of my way!" As you just hear like a like a hiss from a cat as the cat comes over and just drops down onto the countertop. And you see this big, huge, like 30-pound black cat, huge tail, just drop down and just land with grace as all of a sudden it looks at you, curls its head, and then just kind of turns in a circle and just lays there and just stares its crimson eyes at you.
So D&D kitty, but
In
bigger.
D&D kitty.
I was gonna say in real life, but not really.
Eventually,
cool.
like
Does this cat perpetually also look pissed off all the time?
no, the cat itself it seems like a very, very like watchful cat. Like it's always kind of like making sure that like it has its eyes on everybody. As all of a sudden you hear at the beginning of the sentence, "I'll be right," and then as the voice stops, it magically appears right in front of you as you just see him appear. Here, hello,
Hello.
welcome to Kilaed Trading. How can I help you?
Hi. I had some luggage left on the ship, and it looks like it might be worth something, so thought I'd stop in,
Well, let's see what you got.
and then I'll show him the luggage.
Are you gonna just show it to him, or are you gonna put it on the counter?
Is it? Put it on the counter, probably.
Okay. So you put the different
Yeah.
silks. Are you also gonna like put the bags?
Nope,
as
the
part of
silks
this?
are in my bag. The luggage should
Oh,
be
so you're
empty
just gonna
at this point.
so you're just gonna show him the luggage.
It's
Okay.
just empty luggage.
So
yeah.
you show him the 3 bags. He's like, "Oh, well, this is quite fine craftsmanship. This is elvish."
Yeah, that's what I thought. It looked really nice, so I was like, oh, well, might charge a penny.
He's like going through them. He goes through the smaller of the 2, the ones that just had the regular silks in them. Okay. Closes them up. Oh, this is an Elfir custom. As he like closes up, opens back up. Oh, and he just puts his hand down it, and you can see that he actually like put a portal in it as he's like puts it all the way up to his like a shoulder.
Oh,
And he pulls it back
Cool.
out. Fantastic.
nice.
I can give you 10 pieces for the lot.
10 gold pieces for the lot.
10 gold pieces.
Out of character, is that a lot?
No.
Want more?
No.
Not for a
Okay.
not
He's
for a
lowballing me?
portal, not for like a not
So
for
you can always
a,
insight
like
check
a
him
to see
bag
if he's-
holding.
Are
There's
you
a little voice on
lowballing
your
me?
shoulder going.
Not saying that out loud, but a 12. on
12?
insight.
You try to read
The
him.
voice.
He he doesn't have any tells at all. This
Okay.
drow with elegant pointed ears, and just like every piece of him is well manicured. His eyebrows are kind of a little bit braided with piercings on him. His hair is like quadruple braided and has like this big bun on the back. His beard is like long Viking style. And then he's got this nice suit on, but he has no tells.
Huh.
He just has like this beautiful manicured face that just looks like
Who
he
knows?
can kind of get what he wants.
Dang, 10 gold pieces? I was kind of hoping to go for a
I
little bit
believe
more
that is a
than
fair
that.
trade, and you did say you found these, so I mean they're not
Yeah,
really
well, we
yours.
get stuff left on the ship all the time. I could just stop at a different harbor for a better price for sure.
You definitely could. You definitely
Definitely
could.
could. How about just a small one?
Just a small one. What?
How much would you pay for just one of them?
Which one? You got 3 different options here. Which one are you willing to sell?
I'm
if you're not
assuming
gonna
it's
sell?
like small, medium, large, right?
The 2 bags are both the same size, and the one that he was able to put his hand through is a much larger size. So it's like 2 smalls and a large.
Got it. Okay. Wait, does the large one have the portal in it?
Mm-hmm. It's the one
Okay.
that had the dresses and the gloves and everything like that. It was the
Gotcha.
wives.
How about 20 gold pieces?
20 gold
the
pieces
lot.
is pretty steep, especially since I'm assuming you didn't know what this did. Give me a persuasion check with disadvantage. You're literally doubling the cost.
I am.
Double or nothing.
No whammies, no whammies.
17.
17.
Let's see. My dice out
Uh
here.
oh, he's getting out.
All right.
He's getting dice.
He's getting
Whoa.
competition
He's
dice.
gonna have a +6. So let's see.
Oh, plus it.
Natural 20.
Oh.
So
Damn.
he's just
Thought we were
like,
gonna haggle.
yeah, no, you are literally doubling the offer that I was giving to you. If you want to try to get rid of this lot, 10 gold is the best I'm willing to offer you. And realistically, and he pushes the 2 regular bags to you, I really don't need these. I mean, if you want to keep them, I'm willing to give you just 10 gold for just this one. You can have those.
Just the big one.
Just the big one.
I have a feeling that since the portal's in there, it's gonna be worth way more than just the 10. Dang.
It's literally a baggage of holding.
He looks at you. He's like, I'm kind, but not patient. As he closes it back up, he just slides it to you. Maybe this is not the time for you to sell these things. And he just kind of
Well,
backs up.
Yeah, I
Hey.
think you might be right. I feel like the big bag might be better put to other uses.
Perhaps.
So if you want to buy the small bags, we can still do that. Otherwise, I'll just take it to a different harbor.
He
for
just
sure.
kind of, nah.
All right.
You have a good day, but
You as well, my dude.
I
as
mostly
I'm
buy
walking
things of
out.
magical property. But you have a good one, and maybe you can find someone that can maybe offer you more. As he kind of whispers back, but probably not.
All right. Good luck with your business, you cheap. As I walk out.
All right, so
Gotta
we're
throw a
gonna
little
go.
insult on my way out.
By the time you got
Sorry.
out, it's gonna be just closer to nightfall with all the time that you moved around in.
Yes. Yeah.
We're
Inn.
gonna. What's up?
Sorry. Probably just say at whatever inn's nearby.
Okay.
Not the one that I stole from these people.
Yep, makes sense. All right, we're gonna
What?
move over to Xander.
Yes. All right.
Ooh.
Xander, where would you
Uh,
be placed in this area?
Sure. I was looking at the Western Village.
Western Village. Okay. And where would you like to be placed in the Western Village? I'll describe it for you.
Sure.
The Western Village is one of the bigger villages of the area. This one is more kind of like the government of the 4. It has a larger temple in the center, and it's on 3 separate bluffs. Not too high from each other, but it is definitely more like beachy area than the rest. This one kind of has like a more of like a kingdom kind of feel to it, where like the actual council building is on the top, and then you go down several bluffs as to like the lower floor. On the beach side has the houses, the middle one has the businesses, and the top one has all the government buildings. But it is still the same aesthetic as the rest. It still has that Asian architecture to it. This one has a little bit of farmland, but not as much as the rest.
I'll go over by where the businesses are.
Okay. So as it does
And,
a
Are
full
you
circle.
gonna tell us? Are you gonna tell us what you look like?
Yeah, you
We're
can
getting
describe
there.
yourself if you want.
Oh, we'll get there. Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess I would be placed probably where there's people within business district or whatever it is.
Okay, so the business district would be essentially on this spot here. And unlike the rest where they kind of circle around the centerpiece, this one kind of just wraps halfway around, aiming towards the beach. There's about 1 or 2 of everything. You got a smithy, but this smithy specifically is kind of more just leather based. Mostly it doesn't actually make the swords, they make the actual leather wraps for the handles. Or it doesn't make the armor, but they make the specific leather that makes it ornate. You have several taverns. One specifically that has like a more beach kind of feel, where it's like an exposed, like sandy kind of dune kind of tavern. And then you have a few different businesses, one specifically dealing in trading, the one specifically dealing in kind of like it's kind of like the bank of the area where you can kind of go in and safely protect like your investments. Another one that specifically sells like kind of like a travel thing of like going through like the wandering greens without getting lost, kind of a deal. So on and so forth.
Okay. I would like to go by whatever the busiest tavern is.
Okay, so that would be the one that has like the more beachfront kind of style. Right now,
Beach bar.
the beach bar, pretty much. With the exception of the spot that's leaned up against the actual bluff itself, the rest of it's pretty exposed, minus a couple pillars that hold up the roof. With the specific bar in the center, it kind of has like the more kind of like hipster kind of style to it, where it's kind of being run by a couple younger full elves. Looks like they're more wood elf in style. They got their hair tied up. They're both kind of like a brown hair, kind of has a very, very thin beard. And they both kind of wear like the same kind of style, where they both kind of have like the long shirts with kind of like wrapped up linen pants. And it seems like this place doesn't really sell so much of booze, but more like different kind of teas and different kind of refreshments of a non-alcoholic nature, but they do have some. What would you like to do in this area?
So right outside the tavern, I'm going to place myself, and I will start to describe Zander.
Okay.
So Zander is a air genasi.
Mm-hmm.
He is blue skin and he's got white hair.
Okay.
He's got black leather clothing, and he's got some hints of green and dark browns, with the kind of green eyes. And he has a mace, a light hammer, kind of on his sides, like the maces are the light hammers in the back, and his mace is on his side. And then, as we get introduced to Zander, he is playing a lute, but this is not just any lute.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very it's like a very aged brown, whatever particular like oak or wood that would be in the area. It would be made out of, and it's been handmade, customized, and as we see Zander, he's playing outside the bar, and he is kind of gently playing it, very steady motion. And then as he keeps playing, and he's also busking, so his case that he might travel in, or maybe has like a pouch of some sort in front of him, he is busking, asking for money, things like that, without saying it. And so he's playing kind of in a like a relaxed composure, and as he's playing, all of a sudden you hear more beats tapping on the lute, and a fog of cloud starts to appear.
Okay.
And it's kind of thick, but it's like that rock star like feel in the place, just kind of add. And as I'm playing, there starts
showboying it.
I am very showboying it. Yes.
The lasers.
Atmosphere.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Lasers.
Absolutely. So yes, I'm making like a show of it.
I am Zander.
Yes.
Okay. So as you start to play
D&D glow sticks.
As you start to play music, give me a perception check, performance check, to just get the crowd, entertained by you.
All right, let's give it a whirl. That's pretty good. It's a 19.
19. So as you start playing your lute, are you going to start playing more like calm music, or are you going to try to like go straight into kind of like the heavier kind of stuff?
Calm with kind of like a dynamic, like working up to the speak.
So as you start getting to it, you kind of start off as someone at a coffee house would start playing acoustic to start getting people's attention. You start going to the calmer feel as some of the people who are aimed more into the actual bar and not looking at the beach start to turn towards you, and some of them move their chairs in closer to you. Still, though, you're not getting much attention. But then you go into a little bit more, and you what was your performance check again?
19.
19. Yeah. So you do start to get some people. You do see that one of the bartenders is kind of like focused at you, while probably about half the tavern plus maybe some people that are walking by decide to pause what they're doing and essentially move their location closer to you to start getting attention as you start revving it up a little bit more progressively until you can like slowly but surely know that, okay, I grab their attention. Now let's amp it up a little bit. And it's
Right.
working. It's working. And the mixture of adding in the effect of the smoke that's randomly conjured, giving it more dramatic effect, is definitely helping you. At this point, you got probably a mixture between people in tavern and people walking by, maybe about 20 plus patrons that have decided to take time out of their day to watch you do your work.
Absolutely. And so can I do that in enhanced perception?
Yes, you
Since
can.
I have a successful check.
Yeah.
Good. So I can roll a perception check or insight, and we'll just stick with perception.
Okay.
That's 11.
Okay. So as you decide to not even look at the crowd, you decide to use your perception just to be like, I got them entranced.
Sure.
Let's see if I can hear anything.
Mhm.
Go from a couple of people that are, talking about, oh, beautiful tune. It's always nice to get some nice music once in a while, and nice and relaxing as they sip some of their what smells like a very, very nice aged kind of like tea. Kind of smells like very, very familiar herbs to the area. Another couple of people are mentioning about, a rough day. It's nice to relax. And then in the distance, you kind of hear a couple of people talking about, my son would just love this. And you can hear them kind of like crying as you can hear them kind of like talking about it. And you can hear that their son is missing, as a couple of people mentioned that, yeah, we'll find them. The last place we saw them were in the Wandering Greens. Someone will find them. As you start to hear a couple people talk in the distance, as there might be a thing around here that kids are getting abducted, and the last place they saw were in the Wandering Greens. But
Very good.
you are playing music. How long do you want to play music for?
That's a great question. I'm just kind of
Also,
probably
because I
kinda-
started you off later, I assume that you would actually start your music more towards like closer to sunset.
yes. Got to
So-
get the atmosphere.
Yeah.
the mood.
So yeah.
Yeah. So I'll probably play a good, like, I don't know, half an hour.
Okay.
Seeing. Does anybody like tip me or put anything in my little bag?
Let's see
For
what you get.
busking?
You make 17 copper pieces.
17 copper. Better than nothing.
For only doing it for
All
half
right.
an hour, that is not bad.
Okay. Very good.
So you pick up your stuff. Some people come by you and appreciate the beautiful
Sure.
tune and, ask, if you're ever going to come back. Some of them just go turn back around. It's like, okay, well, he's done. Let's go back to whatever
Sure.
we were doing.
Yeah.
What else would you like to do?
I guess before the crowd disperses, do the people that were talking about their missing son come up to me or anything like that? Or
Yeah, so one of
are
them
they-
does come up, and you see this female gnome, bunned hair, still's kind of got like, maybe she's just kind of like a house lady where she's just kind of dressed up. She might have just got off, and she just kind of puts both her hands around yours as she just, may her light bless you for these calming tides that you gave us. And she just kind of
And-
kisses your hand and
Oh, yeah. I you as well. Thank you so much for coming to my performance. What is your name, great lady?
And she just kind of looks bashfully. Azay. And then she just looks at you and she's just like, but I'm sorry. And she just starts tearing.
Oh, it's okay. I give her a hug.
She just takes a hug and she just like looks back to her husband and she walks off and he just kind of head nods to you as he just kind of like holds around. He holds around their shoulder as they start walking back.
Sure. Okay, well, that was mysterious.
Little tripped.
Yeah.
Children.
Fine children. The missing children. I will go take my earnings and do what all great move farmers do and go inside to the beach bar and purchase a beverage.
Okay.
And the mellow out of it.
All right. So you make your way over to the actual bar. You get yourself a beverage, but the tavern keep tells you the first one's free, appreciates the nice tidings.
Yes. All right.
And he gets you their like specialized cocktail, which has a little bit of like their version of rum in it, mixed with a little bit of tea and a little bit of honey.
Excellent. Sounds delicious.
And he appreciates the nice tidings. And you do see in the tavern, now looking at it because it would have been in your blind spot, that there is a bulletin up behind the wall of "Have you seen these children?" As 5 of them are marked on this board.
Okay.
Last but not least, Mexis. Mexis, at this time, it is about, we're going to go back about a couple hours, and we're hitting about maybe 4.
Oh, okay.
Where would you be placed?
I'm in the Wandering Greens.
Okay.
I'm playing Marco Polo.
All right. Why don't you describe yourself, Mexis?
Well, I'm like 4 foot. Yep, I'm tiny. And, well, right now I'm green. I change colors. But I have freckles, and I'm green, and I am kind of old. Maybe I don't know how old people are around this realm, but I'm old-ish. Yeah. And I have green eyes, and I also, so 1 second. So I'm wearing, all of my coloration right now is green. So my hair is green, and I have it where it is shorter in the back, but longer in the front. And I have leggings on that are like tied up leggings, and they're green. And then I have like a little shorts on, and then a little like shirt. And then I have this like little like halter dressy thingy on, and it has a hood, which is really fun because I can hide. And I like to play. Yeah.
Okay. So you're in the Wandering Greens. Where would you be in the Wandering Greens?
Well, right now I'm playing Marco Polo with a dragon.
Okay. Okay. So
he's really good at hiding.
So you're going around and you're doing your version of Marco Polo. And
yeah, and Draconic.
And right now, he's not responding. You've been at it for a little while, and maybe you gotta go to the top, but you're not there yet. And you're at it for about half an hour, and you eventually hear a voice pop in your head. You just hear the grimsy voice say, "Polo."
There you are! There you are! There you are!
As you just see a shadow, just gliding way above you, as he's showing you that he's flying up in the air, but he's not landing. As he flies over, as everybody at this point of the day, you would see the dragon fly over. As it happens once a week, where he almost is like the patron of the island. People take him as glad tidings as he passes through. But he telepathically communicates to you as he's playing along with you, and mentions to you, "Well, I've had a pleasant day. Thank you very much. It has been
I have a shiny
wondrous
for
journey."
you.
Oh, a shiny.
I have a shiny for you.
Well, can you make it to the top again?
Yeah. Are you going to show me the path again? Because, there's that special path.
As you see, he kind of like spins around as like a bird kind of circling around till they finally perch. And eventually the trees just kind of start opening up a path for you.
Hee. And I just start skipping it along the path.
As you
up
start
and down
skipping
the...
up, you even see like a ethereal, almost like an invisible ethereal step that allows you just to skip the bluffs as you start skipping your way up.
Scoop, 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 scoop.
As it takes you about an hour to get there, but you're having a good time doing it as you're talking back and forth to him. And you make your way up casually to the top that takes people weeks to do it through treacherous paths. As you make your way to the top, as you see him, before you even get there, his wings are so big that you actually see the drapes of his actual wings as you go up there, as you see the leatherish kind of stretch of his wings to strap as you kind of, kind of a little child trying to climb up on this big creature when your way up. As you see him just laying over the invisible horde that you've never seen. You still have never seen it. You still don't see it now, but he just like looks at you. You can't see a smile on his face, but he does give you the big, huge eyes that that resemble a smile. As these big, huge, like black and emerald mixed eyes just stare at you, as you can hear in your head. So what have you brought for me today, child?
I found some sea glass. I was down at the beach, and I found these green ones. They kind of look like you, so I thought you might like them. Maybe you can share them with your babies.
Oh, I would appreciate it. As he lifts up one of like the shoulder plates of his arm, as some of the wings lift up, as he just kind of lifts you just like a 6-foot hole, just put it underneath his wing.
Okay.
And he just kind of slowly drapes it a little bit so the leather of his wings just kind of almost kind of like pet you as it drapes back down. It's like, I always appreciate your patronage, and it's always fun to see another oddity around here, and you're always fun to talk to.
I know. There's a lot of funny humans. There's a lot of funny humans around here.
What do we say? They're not humans. There's different kinds around here. Not at all just humans, but they are kind of funny, though, aren't they? They all look kind of funny.
They're all funny looking.
Yeah.
They look funny.
But honestly, none of them are green like us. I mean, green is it's a power color. It really works.
I'll say.
Well, can you change your colors? Like I showed you before. I can change my colors. Can you change your colors?
I mean, no, I'm a little jealous you can do that, but can you breathe fire? As he immediately just like roars out and just shoots out fire into the air?
Do it again.
As he just like roars it out for like a whole 30 seconds, as you immediately hear like screaming from like the bomb, people freaking out like he's actually breathing fire. He's like, oh crap! As he closes his mouth, I forgot that they think that's a bad omen.
This is so wholesome. I love it.
I always forget that they believe that I'm some kind of god, and I don't get it, but
that's funny.
It allows them to not hunt me down, I guess, but they don't bug me, I don't bug them.
Well, I guess you could always just disappear if they try to hunt you.
But this is my home. This is my home for like 1,000 years.
I know. But you know what I mean? They're funny. They
are funny.
From what I see, they don't like things they don't understand.
It's really weird. I just saw a few cases of I had to laugh from the clouds. I mean, I saw some person in armor just pickpocket somebody earlier, and I'm just like, how did that happen? And then,
That's awesome.
And then this.
Were they tiny? Are they normal size?
They looked humanish size, but they had big.
Do
huge
humans
teeth.
come in different sizes? I can't remember.
I mean, some of them actually look like your size if they're a little bit smaller.
Oh. I'm really tiny, though.
You are tiny, but they got these things called halflings and gnomes.
That sounds like human to me.
They do look kind of humanish, but they kind of like takes like the point of his wing and he just kind of like pokes your ears, and I mean they got kind of similar ears to you.
Oh. I don't think I've ever met a gnome. Gnome? Is that how you say it? Gnome?
Yeah,
gnome?
I mean the G is definitely silent. So I mean, like, I don't know who comes up with these names. I mean, who puts a G in front of an N? It's just so illiterate. It's odd. I mean,
mean-
for the longest time I thought it was Gnome.
Did you see the weird? There was a weird creature in the forest earlier. They were like trying to. It was funny. The trees weren't letting them get through. It was really funny. But they were like sitting around and they were trying to track things. It was kind of funny. But did you see it? It was weird looking. I've never seen a creature that red.
Yeah, that one's a new one for me too. I haven't seen that one before. It was it looked a little more beastie to me. I mean, I mean, I don't know. There's so many different kinds around here. I mean, a long time ago I decided to like journal these things, but who has time anymore? So I just label them as numbers at this point. So it's number 11 to me.
I mean, I think I've seen more weird humans in
Very good.
on this
Very
island
good.
in this last like year and a half than I've seen all the other places. They were all boring. The rest of the people were boring. They're boring. This
Wow.
place seems to be cool and fun.
I mean, it is one of the few places that I've seen left in this realm that is still, I mean, highly populated by so many different races, and it's, you know, it is much nicer to be here now that those dang soldiers are now gone, and they were kind of annoying me. Every one of them kept trying to get up here and trying to say, as far as the challenge, oh, I'm going to take out the big dragon, and I'm going to take their nest. Ha! If you can even make your way up here, good luck trying to fight me.
That's funny. Don't
mean-
they know that dragons are super old? Like you're like old. Like you've seen so many things. Like how would they think that they could fight you? That's funny.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that just eating them would suffice, but I tried it once and they're very gamey. I mean, it's just
Mm.
almost not worth the toothache. But, what are you going to do? They're gone
You
now.
don't need that stuck in your teeth. That's not good.
Mm-mm.
Ugh.
Speaking of which, and he just like opens up his mouth. You mind getting this piece out from me? I just kind of like moves his tongue towards it. As you just like pull like a large bone as he ate something out of the water. Oh God, thank you. That's just been stuck in there for days.
Can I keep this?
Of course, yeah. I mean, I don't want it.
Okay.
Has he
I
got like a
put it in my
large
little pouch.
bone of some kind of creature that was stuck in his mouth? To
I
you,
put-
it
I
looks
tried
like
to
a
put it in
giant
my pouch.
club. Okay.
I tried to put it in my pouch, and I was like, well, that doesn't work.
I mean, maybe if you take it to the
tree.
smithy down there, you might be able to get it carved into some kind of weapon.
That's true. Hmm. I look at it, one of the trees. Can you hold on to this for me?
Who are you
Tree?
talking to?
Oh, the trees don't talk in this realm?
No, unfortunately not. I
Oh,
mean,
all of a sudden I turn completely blue, and then there's like snow falling around me.
oh,
The trees don't talk?
unfortunately, they do not. I'm sorry. I mean, there are some that do, but not here. I mean, there's a couple spots that we do have some tree folk, but they're in different mountain areas across there. I mean, maybe one day, you know, if you decide to keep on this great journey, you might be able to head there one day. But I mean, it's been a long time since I've
Okay.
seen one of their kind.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
So there's
remember
some-
that you're here.
Okay.
You're the only one I found, so that means there must be a tree folk somewhere.
That's true. And I turn back all to green again because I'm happy again.
There we go. As he kind of just
Well,
like takes like a
um,
poke against your cheek, kind of like a punch at your cheek, and like, there we go. That's much better.
Have you done any exploring today? Do you have any stories?
I mean, nothing fun. I decided to go see what was going on with all the fighting, and I decided to watch the battle that was going on back over in the Nelithir Kingdom, and
Oh,
it's more
Yeah.
sad than anything else. So I decided to go fishing, and that was way more
Oh.
fun. So other
Yeah.
than the bone getting stuck in my tooth, that was kind of a pain in the butt. But you know, again,
I took care of that.
thank you.
So has any other people come up here yet? I only saw the one person. They got pretty far. Well, not very far. I take that back. They got to the first bluff.
I mean, that's pretty far for a realmborn. I mean, it's
Really?
very few of them even make it up to the second bluff. But I mean, it's not
Oh.
impossible. But you know, the last person I saw before that was a couple months ago, and even then, before that was about a year. I mean,
Well, why don't they just
they're
ask
kind
the
of
trees
idiots.
to move?
I mean, remember
I don't
that they
understand.
don't know that trees move, so they don't really get it. I mean,
Mm.
also there's been problems in here a lot lately, and I've fear there's been some corruption in the Wandering Greens, and I had a hard time actually manipulating the trees just to get you through here. So I think there's
Oh,
other powers involved that are creating some issues.
I saw some kids the other week. I tried to I directed them out because I was like, you're gonna get lost.
Well, that's nice of you.
Well, I mean,
They probably thought you
usually
looked funny.
probably, but they looked funny, so it's fine. And plus, from what I can tell, people are like the adults, I guess, adult humans, humans. They 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 don't seem to believe their children very much. So if they even tried to figure out if I tell their it's called parents, right? Is that the word? Yeah, parents.
Yeah.
Say if they tried to tell their parents, their parents are going to be like, "Oh, you're imagining things," which is kind of funny.
Well,
But
he looks back at you. He just kind of yawns. I think I'm going to take one last flight and
oh,
spend some
okay,
time at the nest. Can I take you back down to the lower level?
yeah. Can you put me by one of the fields? I'm hungry. I gotta go find something to eat.
Sure. And then he just kind of like takes his teeth and picks you up by one of your cloth and just puts you on his back as he just immediately starts
Yee!
taking off and flies you
Yay!
down.
I like rides.
Where do you want to go?
Where is one of the where would be the closest field? Like
Closest field?
like actual like where they would be farming and such.
Oh, farming. The closest one would probably be the southern village.
Okay, I want to go over there. Then.
So he kind of like, drifts around the whole island until he finally finds a spot where no one's watching. And it kind of puts you down on the beach of the southern village. So you land about
Thank you.
here, where no one sees that he dropped you off. As he immediately takes off and he flies straight up into the clouds.
Bye. Bye.
So, as you make your way up, at this point, it is full sunset. Do you go into the town?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna kind of stealth around to the little town and be like, what's going on?
Okay. Give me a stealth check.
Okay. 17.
Okay. Féhr'na, give me a perception check. 4.
Oh, my rolls are so bad.
You are stealthing
No.
around very, very well. You do see that there's a couple soldiers that one soldier specifically, half elf, black hair, wielding a long axe, walking on patrol.
Great ass.
Great ass.
Yeah.
Great ass.
There you go.
On patrol.
That's right.
As she's walking around the center courtyard, surveilling the area all by herself, you are moving from corner to corner. What would you like to do?
We're gonna start mimicking their movements, like their little little march thingy they're doing. And then when they try to turn around, I just duck away and hide.
Okay, so you're doing it, and every time you think you see some behind you, immediately Mexis pops away and does it again and pops away until you start feeling like someone's constantly following you.
Is this before or after I went back into the tavern?
This is after you went back in the tavern. So you would have went back in the tavern, and then this would be it. If you want to do something in between then, you could have.
Okay, because I wanted to grab my companion
Okay.
and lead him back down to the cavern area that I had found,
Okay. So
assuming he had a few drinks.
if you try to grab him, at this point when you try to grab him, he is pretty much unconscious.
Yeah,
I
drink.
still drag him out of there. Get up, you drunken sout. Let's go.
You're not my superior. Everyone is left. Who do you even think you're working for anymore? They're all gone. Just let me sleep. It's not like we got a job anymore.
I hit his seat out from under him. Let's go, and drag him out.
As he tries to stand up, he's like, "Look!" And he's just like, "Look, don't you get it? We're pretty much fired. They didn't take us with them. So, have a drink or not. Just leave me alone." As he just falls backwards and just crashes on the floor.
Is he unconscious right now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, then I pick him up and I look at the barkeep and I go, "Can't hold his liquor," and I carry him out.
Okay. Where would you like to
And
place him?
I am going to carry him through town, and anybody who kind of looks at me, I'm going to look very frustrated and annoyed, and just I'm bringing him back to the barracks. We'll be out of this soon. I'm so done with this, and I'm gonna bring him down to that cavern area.
Okay. I'll say that would be the time that Mexis would have been around then. So, Mexis, do you follow them?
Yeah.
Okay. So, we'll use that stealth check, perception check. So, Mexis, you are following.
Okay.
And you do not really fully notice. You keep looking behind and you think someone's behind you, but then you're like, look back, no one's there. You make your way down to the cavern that you found. Still unoccupied, still same length. He's still unconscious.
I wipe up his hands and feet and throw water on him and try and wake him up.
Okay. Immediately throws some water on him. The hell! So he kind of turns over and just spits up. Oh, wait. As he points over in the general direction, do you see a little green person? As he's
I go
pointing...
ahead and I smack him across the face.
What the hell? Why do you keep hitting me? You just don't understand. As he tries to pull himself away, just leave me be. Might as well just die here.
Kidnapping kids again. Are they taking them away from their homes?
Who's
Are they turning them
kidnapping
into
kids?
their little blood soldiers like they did me?
That's nothing that they're doing around here. It's not us. It's not them. It's something else. I've already looked into it.
Punch him in the face again.
What the fuck? Leave me alone! Look, I've already investigated the 3 problems in this area. And it's not any of them. He just kind of whips out just like this, like, scroll in his pocket. Look, this is the notes.
Up.
Oh, you tied him up?
Yeah, he's tied up.
He's just like, he just like points, just like, just look in my pocket. I took notes of everything that was down. Eventually, I just got sick of it and I just decided to quit. There's nothing we can do here, but take the notes and leave me alone.
Take the notes. What did they say?
He, like, before you guys found out that the ship was going to depart, he decided to try to get, like, a promotion to try to, like, undermine the people that were doing dirty business here. And he eventually did figure out that there were kids getting abducted, and he kind of made the same surmise as you did, but he was able to figure out that none of the stuff that the soldiers do had anything to do with the Wandering Greens. So whoever's abducting the kids and taking them along the Wandering Greens is not them. But you're able to figure out, but it does have a few notes that he was able to figure out. In the there is a tunnel underneath one of the bluffs of the high city of Kilaed. It leads in a tunnel very closest one, but nothing on the beach connects to it. And it leads into a underground gambling facility led by one of the ex-commanders.
I'm sorry, where was this tunnel again?
So over here, there's an underground path underneath one of the bluffs.
Bluff of high.
He was able to figure out that it's constantly covered by like a constant like ghillie suit of a path. He made a note that in Mount Kilaed, he was able to figure out that one of the ex-generals decided to start taking over one of the... After a few of the dwarves went unemployed, he basically started to start paying them lower wage and decided to hire them, but then started to force them to go down to the forbidden levels. You know, dwarves believe that if you dig too far, you're not going to like what you find. Taking advantage of the fact that they really need money and this is the only thing they can do. And then another one that's taken place inside Kilaed Harbor that is essentially running a kind of a this is like the lesser of the evils, kind of running like a fake business, selling people on fake tourist attractions and basically just doing the cheap, sleazy way of making money.
Okay.
But as far as what you're looking for, he was able to basically discern that whatever's happened to the kids, it has nothing to do with soldiers. At least none of them that you know of, unless there's been a soldier hanging out in the Wandering Greens for the past 20 years. He's like, all right, now just... As he's like, his nose is bleeding from you punching him, and he's still kind of puking up water and some of the liquid that he's had in his system. He's like, just leave me alone. I'm done. If you want to keep on the hunt, more power to you. But I just can't anymore. I can't. This has been too much for me. The war. As he starts to get like more serious with you, he's just like, it broke me. I can't do this anymore, and this is a good a place of any to die. You know, when you've seen what we've seen, it's too much. I just can't anymore. So, if you can do it, I applaud you, but I don't have the stomach for this anymore. Take what you want, just leave me alone.
Well, you all had the stomach when you killed the rest of my people, so I guess this is as good a place as any to die, and I slit his throat.
Oh shit. He just like looks up at you like all surprised that you just cut his throat. And he just like just like with the liquid in his throat and like half blood, half booze coming out of his throat as he just kind of sprays out a little bit as he just like twitches and dies.
Damn.
I have a feeling our characters.
Mexis, you see this.
I go, whoa!
I spin around when I hear this, and I have my axe ready.
And as soon as you two see each other, we are going to end it there.
What a twist.
Our first encounter, yay.
Hey.
It's over a murder.
Friendship.
I mean, 2 figures, right?
Yeah, in a group with 2 barbarians and a fighter, who'd think there'd be murder?
I just love how Mexis' little response is, wow!
Wow.
Is that what human blood looks like?
So,
Human.
we're leaving it off there. We got people still scattered all over the place, and we got 2 people that at least found each other. But before we decided to go into conversation too long, I figured it's already 9 o'clock. We should stop it. But it was still a fun session. I did like trying it this way. This is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So next session we have will be next Wednesday. We'll see if anybody else finds each other, see what these 2 decide to do, and we'll work from there. I appreciate everybody
Yay!
for still watching. I know that we ran late. Hopefully we'll be better next time. And also we have campaign 1.5 next Tuesday, so tune in for that. Also, I have Amber and I will be playing a horror game tomorrow, so check in for the horror game that we'll be playing tomorrow. We'll do Horror Fridays for all of October.
Nice.
We appreciate the views. Again, we apologize. Problems happen, but we love you all, and good night.
Bye.
Bye. I don't know why.